See them hurting only made me feel weak. See, I was searching for the right words to speak, but in the midst, man, I was facing my own doubts and defeat. That's when the Lord told me to jump to my feet. Cause I had blessings that were right in my reach. I had to usher in his presence of peace. Almost forgot about the promises he promised he'd keep. He's a rewarder, so continue to seek a God of order, a supporter to the one that is me. I cried an ocean with every tear that fell off of my cheek. His arms are open to the broken, it's in love and he grieves. I know the wicked try to scatter the sheep, but God's forgiveness is the realest thing you ever gonna meet. Look, even amongst the vultures and the leeches who leech, it's an honor to give my life though for the gospel I preach. Singing hallelujah in the middle of my storm. In the middle of the storm, I see. Where does he get his strength from? How can he be so strong? You make me strong, my Lord. Point up to my King. Hey, don't you see the pain is killing us? And can't you see the boat is filling up? I know this song might look ridiculous, cause I refuse to give up and swallow the seed of bitterness. How could you close your eyes and sleep through this? How could you lift your hands and sing to this? See, with everything I believe in this, and I know God won't leave me with the evil and deceitful is. They say, where does he get his strength from? And how could he be so strong now? Like, where did he get his faith from? How could he still have hope after everything going on now? Any other man would have been gave up. He would have perished, would have died with all his hope made up. Without my Jesus, man, I can't wake up straight up. I know you wonder why I stay prayed up. Hey, I trust when he tells me yes. I trust when he tells me no. I trust when he tells me stay. I trust when he tells me go. I lean not on my own understanding, yes, I obey. If you learn to submit, then the path you walk will be straight. You were created on purpose and for a purpose. This is where you must let your prayers turn into worship. You were created on purpose and for a purpose. And this is where you must let your prayers turn into worship. Singing hallelujah in the middle of my storm. In the middle of the storm, I see. See, where does he get his strength from? How can he be so strong? You make me strong, my Lord. I point up to my King. I point up to my King. I point up to my King. Cause you're the one who strengthens, the one who strengthens, the one who strengthens me. Another worship song I sing, another offering I bring. Cause you're the one who strengthens, the one who strengthens, the one who strengthens me. Singing hallelujah in the middle of my storm. In the middle of the storm, I see. See, where does he get his strength from? How can he be so strong? You make me strong, my Lord. Point up to my King.
Top of the morning, people. What up, what up, what up? I hope everybody's good today. Mall high salute to the riders out there. So, yeah, man. I really want to say this, bro. I got some unfortunate news from a message from a couple people that one of my good partners, he got out of the penitentiary from doing a little stretch in a matter of a week and a half, homie. He's already back, going back to the penitentiary, bro. And when he first got out, this fool had all the plans. This fool had all the blueprint for him to stay out, bro. And it's just unfortunate that the homie just didn't have enough determination to stay out. And I don't care what anybody says, because, you know, this is a repeated situation where homies I know just out, in and out of the penitentiary, in and out of the penitentiary, get out, have good intentions, bro, and then go back to the penitentiary. And it's like, people be like, you don't know the circumstances, but, you know, my thing is, bro, is like, I've been that person that got out. And I when I got out, bro, to the halfway house, I went back to the penitentiary, bro, and you got to get to a point in your life, homie, where you get sick to your stomach of doing the same old stuff over and over and over. You got to get to a point in your life where you're sick of it, homie. Because if you don't get sick of it, homie, and you don't change, and I'm sorry, harsh words, because I got people that watch this all the time, and even the homies out here. When do you get to a point where you're tired of the shit, homie? When you really want to renew your mind and be a new person, because absolutely what you've been doing your whole freaking life, homie, it hasn't done anything for you, and you're in a repeated door. After a while, that just comes insanity, homie. And I'm very disappointed in the homie because it's like, dude, you just got done doing a stretch and now you're back to going back to the prison, homie, and all the motivation, those speeches and everything you done told me, it just went out the window that quick. At least he don't have to watch Bo Nix throw. And it's like, I think people just get content with what their actions show, bro. Because if you want something, homie, if you want something in life, you're gonna get it. It doesn't matter the obstacles and the storms. You're gonna get it, homie. They can catch you slipping one, two, three times, but after like the fourth, fifth time, it comes a situation on yourself, and there's nobody you can blame but yourself, bro. And that might be hard words and hard for people to hear, but it's the honest truth, bro. It just goes to show you you don't have no self worth. You don't have no self worth for yourself to stay out for your people, the people that love you, homie. And this goes for everybody that I know, homie. Even the fools that got love for me now, bro. If you don't choose to change, you'll never change, but it takes action to change. Everything you do comes with action. If you don't show by action, you're really nothing, homie. You're just a person that talks. That's why for me in life, homie, I can't be around nobody. I'd rather be all by myself, homie, than be around all these fools out here, homie, that don't have no self worth, homie. I don't have all the answers, bro. I don't have all the answers, homie. And I don't preach that I have all the answers. But I know this, bro, is that when you want something, you go get it, bro. Any means necessary, homie. Any means necessary, bro. There's no excuse for nobody, homie. Like, there's no excuse for nobody, bro. If you want something, you gonna go get it. You gonna show through action. You gonna do everything. Sleet, rain, storms. You gonna get that shit, bro. Everybody wants to say that they this real individual, and everybody wants to speak these things like they are about something out of the mouthpiece, but when action comes, bro, 95% of people, they're not about shit, because your actions will show different. It doesn't matter if you was from a neighborhood. It doesn't matter if you were bounded by roots and shackles and this. If you want something, you gonna get it. It doesn't matter what the next person says, homie, because the thing that I've learned, homie, is that every individual is always shackled by what people say, homie. People don't even have enough heart to stand on what they actually believe. And people will talk, and they'll be talking, and they know damn well there's no actually accountability when it comes to pushing through action. Because everybody's about mouth, homie. That's all. Everybody likes to talk, but nobody likes to show through action, homie. And I've seen it repeatedly over and over and over with people that I love and homies, bro, and people that are in my family go through this cycle, getting out, going back. And it gets tiring, bro. It does. It gets tiring of being on the side of seeing loved ones continuously going through that revolving door, bro. And then to play this, and this is the thing is, bro, play this role like you can't do it, but you can. But when, and I understand that, Ben, but when does a person get tired of being a knucklehead, homie? When does a person get tired of just going through storms? Because I'm to a point in my life, bro, I don't really have time to actually support that shit no more. I don't got time for that shit. I don't got time to answer foos phone calls and none of that shit, bro. I've been doing that shit too long. Because you know what? For the people that support and actually get behind these individuals, they're the ones that are left out in the rain, homie. I ain't got time to be answering foos phone calls and writing letters no more. I did that for 10 years plus, bro. And nobody can fault me because of the simple situation, bro. Is like if a person don't show through action, he tells you he's gonna do something, and then he don't expect me to actually ride for that situation, bro. Because me, that's foolish. Me, that's dumb. To me, in my opinion, you make your bed, you lay in that shit. You don't go out there crying, bro. Because crying don't get nobody nowhere. Crying don't get nobody nowhere, bro. So my thing is, and even in this in the real world, everybody want to talk, bro, but nobody want to show through action, homie. Because your actions will show, bro. You're gonna do everything in your possibility to stay out. People think that they're entitled for people to support that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the real deal, bro. Is like, when do the individuals that ride, when do they get the say and say, hey, bro, like, when do they get you to say, hey, bro, I got enough love and enough determination to ride for the people that ride for me, genuine, not this way of fucking just going down the wrong path, bro. It's over. It's over a headache, homie. It's a headache that comes just a roller coaster, bro. And I'll be the first one to say this, bro. It's not about riding, because if you actually support that shit as an individual, you're just babying their actions, homie. You're babying their actions. And I'm gonna tell you like this: an individual that wants to do something, he's not gonna be participating around people that don't have no ambition, homie. Say what you want, feel how you want. That's just the truth. Still sharpens still, bro. Like, you gonna be around like-minded individuals, homie. You gonna be around like-minded individuals, people that pushing for what you're pushing for. So if you're pushing for success, that's who you surround yourself with. If you're pushing for to better yourself and be successful, you're gonna be around that, not the hood, not the neighborhood, not these fools that don't have no ambition and motivation. No, bro. You got to get to a point in life, bro, where you want things, homie. You want better for yourself. You got to get to a point in your life when your priorities are to reach your goals. And I, as a person that comes from all that aspect, bro, I'm tired of that shit. I'm tired of no inspiration ass fools, bro. I'm tired of it. No motivation, no ambition, homie. I'm just tired of that mindset, bro. I can't do that aspect, homie, because it doesn't benefit me anything. My energy levels done for that type shit. And this right here was a big example why, bro, I had to separate myself from a lot of people, bro. Is because a lot of these fools, they just talk to talk, homie. And I'm sorry to say it, bro. Like, they talk to talk with no actions behind their words. Nobody asks people, honestly, bro. It gets sickening, homie. It's a sickening feel to wake up to a phone call like that and say, bro, this motherfucker was out for a week and a half, homie. What up with it, Mall High Salute? He got tired of watching their Raw. Prison might be better than being a fan of them, honestly. You know, it's one of them things, bro. It's like you are who you conduct yourself around, bro. You are who you conduct yourself around. You become the audience, and the people that you're around, that's who you become. So if you're around suckers, you're gonna become a sucker. If you're around fools that literally ain't about shit, you're gonna become an ain't nothing fool, bro. Like, you're not gonna be about nothing if you're around them individuals. If that's who you have in your circle, you become that. And even if you're not that, you're gonna actually fall because of their actions, bro. You're gonna fall because them fools don't really have ambition. And people nowadays are so misguided and they're so influenced by who they're around, bro. People start doing stuff that ain't even them. And I get tired of them phone calls, bro. I do. I get tired of all that shit, bro. I get tired of seeing Fools that I thought were about something, bro, about nothing, homie. Like absolutely nothing, bro. Absolutely nothing. I get tired of it, bro. And this right here makes me 10 times more happy that I actually chose what I'm doing right now, bro. You know, um, there's no more energy that I could give to anything, bro, because it just it's more of a downfall even for Savage Chef, homie, to really just conduct myself around people that don't want to be about nothing. You know, what are y'all doing, man? How's everybody today, bro? I got that phone call and I was just like thinking to myself, like, damn, homie, I can't even believe this. I can't believe the homie was out for a week and a half, homie. He's back in the penitentiary. He's back in the county, bro, going back to the penitentiary. And I think about it, I'm like, damn, bro, the motivation was there at first. The ambition was there, bro. Like all the dreams, bro, was there. Everything he was spitting, bro, he had me motivated. He had my ambition up. And now he's back going back to that revolving door of the county and the penitentiary. I know homie got to be sick, bro, because I'm sick. I'm sick. And my stomach was turning when I heard that shit. I said, dang, bro, you're going to have to go do a remainder of your time, bro, after just doing a stretch? Yeah, homie. I can't be that individual, bro. Yeah, that's just crazy, man. He got tired of watching the Denver Broncos. Prison might be better than being a fan of them, honestly. Nah, hell no. Nah. Being a Bronco fan is probably the best thing you could do for your life. It's probably the best thing you could do for your life. There's nothing better than being a Bronco fan, bro. You know? I just urge people, if you go, man, check this out. If you say something, homie, if you say something, wholeheartedly. Try wholeheartedly to live up to what you say. Like, don't be the person that just lives off your words and then your words come back a void. That's what separates real from fake, homie. Be a man of your word. In the penitentiary, we used to have a saying: the only thing you have in the penitentiary is your word. You know, if you say something, be about that shit. If you say something and you're going to do something, be about that. Like, don't just live off of words and then it comes back a void, because really, honestly, that comes and shows you your character, bro. You become a person that just talks, homie, and there's no action behind your words. That's why, like, for a lot of times, bro, you see this shit, bro, on YouTube and all this, bro. Everybody paints something with their words. No action, though. No action at all. It's just words. It's just wordplay. It's fairy tales. And an individual like me, I rather just creep in this world alone than be around that suckerism. A lot of fools, to me, have a lot of suckerism about them. There's a lot of people are built off of being suckers, homie. You know? And if you go in their closet and you search in their closet, bro, there's gonna be something in their closet that will make them look like a sucker, bro. Or make them look like they're not about anything. They're not a real person like they thought. A lot of people think that they're real, and then when you look in their closet, there's something in their closet that will expose them for not being that individual. Colors always come out. Shit always comes out the closet. That's why a lot of people look up to these individuals in social media and all this atmosphere of social media, and they're like, damn, bro, I never would expect that from them. All these fools, even in rap, bro, I wouldn't expect them fools to tell, but all them fools had it in their closet from the get-go, because they were not really built off of anything that was real, homie. They were not built of anything that was real. And the messed up thing about century, bro, it beats you down so much where you start believing that you are just a penitentiary fool. This is all I am. Nah, bro. The penitentiary lied to your ass, bro. And that's how you felt. So when you get out, see, the penitentiary and doing time is easy, bro. The penitentiary and doing time is the easiest thing you could do. If you can survive and you survive in this world, you go to the penitentiary, all you got to do is really be physical survival. They're gonna feed you. They're gonna clothe you. You ain't got to take care of bills. So the easy mental aspect is easy, right? And there, it's all about just being able to handle these, right? But when you get out and that real world hits, it's a whole different ball game, bro. People just can't seem to put that into play to make better steps to never going back to that place. People rather take the easy road and go back to the penitentiary than really out here just do what you have to do. All means necessary, bro, to stay your ass out and do something for yourself and the people around you, bro. But people don't even have that much determination, homie. You know? And yes, it gets hard, homie. Yes, I'm not saying it doesn't get hard. I'm not saying it doesn't get hard, bro. But everything that you fight for in life is hard, bro. Everything that you do in life is gonna be hard. Nothing is easy, homie. Nothing. You know? Nothing is easy, bro. Anything that is worth fighting for is gonna be hard, homie. Anything that was built, it was hard. Everything in this world, bro, everything in this world was built off of hard work, homie. All these champions, the real champions out here, and everybody that got that mindset, bro, they put in the work to get where they wanted to be. They put in that work, even when it seemed like it might not go in the right direction. They still put in that work, bro. But fools are so soft nowadays. The littlest road distractions and the littlest setbacks, they'll fall victim to it. That's why people can't even stay on regimens of working out because it's too hard, bro. And I'm just making that example because I hear a lot of people crying about that. It's too hard to work out. I'm not working out. You just have basically, bro, like kind of a mindset of losing, homie. You do. If you can't do simple things like that, what the bigger picture, what are you gonna succeed at? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, bro. I hope everybody's good though. I was just kind of very disappointed in hearing that shit, man. I kind of just tired. That's one of the reasons why I can't. If you're not pushing for success around me and I don't see that you're actually trying to touch success and you just want to be a everyday type average fool from the streets, I cannot be involved with that shit, bro. I can't, homie. I literally did that shit for so long and I thought shit was gonna change, bro. And even when you put prosperous words into the hood and the homies, none of them fools are gonna live up to what you think is gonna get stuff going in a rightful manner, homie. Even if you have all the tools to be successful, even if I had a business, bro, and this is what got me having a business in a form of income for the homies. 95% to 80% of them fools are not gonna get up on a daily basis to go to work because you know why? They're so caught up of what the hood has to offer. Let's get drunk tonight. Let's mess with some females. Let's smoke a blunt. Let's party and this and that. And then when it comes to actually putting in action to be successful, you can't even count on them because they're so wrapped around this thing called politicking. When politicking right now is just it's wiped out. It's a smoke and mirror, bro. You know, it's a smoke and mirror, homie. It's not even conducive for nobody, bro. It's not conducive for nobody. It doesn't get nobody nowhere, bro. It doesn't. I'm not and I would look at that aspect, bro, and really be like, am I gonna take any more ounce of time, homie, to be that person to just stay around that bullshit, stay around bullshitters, bro? Nah, fool. And people can always say, hey, that fool Savage said, bro, he switched up. Nah, the hood switched up on their own self. The hood done switched up a long time ago before it even could be, before even trying to repair that shit, bro. Hell no, it switched up on itself, homie. It switched up on itself because once the hood didn't conduct itself in a rightful manner and the program was broke and everybody thought they were bigger than the South, it was a lost cause, homie. Once there was no more protocol, a lost cause. We talked about this 2 days ago. The protocol's not there, homie. The program's not there no more. People think they're bigger than the program. Once that was lost and that was broken, it was a lost cause. There's no more fixing that shit. So if there's no more fixing that shit, there's no more reason to actually try to conduct around that shit. Because if you ain't living off a code and you ain't living off a real program, you're done for, homie. You're just a dead man walking. Your whole neighborhood is just walking with their heads cut off. And that's where wrecks come. You know what I'm saying? And when you think about that, a person of my stature who want to be a part of that, there's no changing that. There's no aspect of protocol. There's not enough people, leaders in this life, homie, to actually push anything that's real, bro. That's why you see all this suckerism, even on YouTube platforms. Everything that you guys, a lot of people entertain themselves with, homie, is built off the fakeness of a gimmick of YouTube and social media. Because everybody loves to be a part of the circus, bro. Everybody does. That's what gets the most love, is the fakeness of these clowns that push fake narratives, toxicness, drama. So it converts back to the neighborhood. Everybody loves that shit, but nobody loves to actually push the program and the protocol, because ain't nobody even stand for anything anymore, bro. Nobody does. Nobody even, they don't even have enough self-worth to stand for anything, homie. So everybody just goes in different directions and everybody goes this way. You got little homies. We were talking about it the other day. Little homies don't have respect for the big homies, bro. Why though? Why? Because the big homies, if we're being real, the big homies are showing you nothing to be respected on, homie. Let's just be real. The big homies, a lot of these big homies out here ain't even showing you anything for them to be respected, because them fools ain't showing by leadership, homie. Them fools is out here smoking dope and bops and showing you not how to conduct yourself, bro. So why would little homies actually respect that, bro? Because I'm not gonna respect somebody that don't got nothing to offer that's respectable about them. So we got a lot of that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, just look at all this shit, bro. Just look at what we see on a daily basis, bro. Look at every big platform, homie. A lot of that shit, a lot of it, bro, is built off of gimmicks in a big circus of people just don't live off of anything, homie. The West Coast Billy Badass accent. So I'm saying, what's good with it, man? You look at even the aspect of community that fools came from, bro. All that shit was built off of circusness and fakeness, and the real individuals got pushed out. But these real individuals didn't have even the ambition to actually put protocol to make stuff operate in a proper manner, bro. And then you have these fools that infiltrated a good thing, and they got the power because they bring the circus. They bring the whole shenanigans and drama to the community that was great. But you can't, you know what I'm saying? And everybody loved that shit to a point. It got the most attention and it overtook because everybody wanted to be a part of that. Everybody did, bro. Even the people that said they didn't want to be a part of it, you catch them always a part of it. You catch them always a part of it. Everybody could say, I don't want to be a part of it, but your actions never shown, homie. Your actions didn't show you didn't want to be a part of it because you the first motherfucker in the community over there. You the first person that's not showing by action. You supposed to be the leaders. And even with that, yeah, drama sells, bro. I understand that. I understand that. And I'll say that to this, bro. You can't say that you don't want to be a part of stuff and you want stuff to change if you're a part of the problem. That's the thing about it is, bro. If you're a part of the problem, you don't have a right to cry about it. If you're a part of the problem, you don't have a right to get on anything and cry about it. If you're not trying to fix the situation with solutions, you don't have a right to cry about that shit. And that was one of the biggest things to me. One of the biggest things to me. Everybody would cry and nobody would do anything to fix it because everybody loved to be a part of that, bro. You know what was crazy? I said, I'm not going to be that person. I'm not going to be that person. I got away from all that, all the way full-heartedly, bro. I made a decision to get away from that bullshit. And I stand firm on them convictions all the way around, bro, and watched everything crumble, right? Now, when there was time to put structure into it, bro, and everybody was ready to when we were trying to put structure, who was the ones that were crying about it? It was the fools that said, "Hey, it's dead, homie, it's dead," right? And they would be the first people to be in all that aspect, bro. And I just looked at that, bro. Now they try to diminish structure and protocol, bro, but you need structure and protocol, homie. You need structure and protocol. I don't I never understood that aspect of mindset. I don't want structure. I don't want protocol. There's no structure. We don't need that. Bro, everything you do in life needs structure and protocol, bro. Maybe that's the reason why stuff is the way it is because a lot of people lost that structure and protocol. A lot of people lost it, bro. A lot of people just started getting this mindset, bro, like, nah, hell no, we don't want control. Nobody wants to be controlled. But it ain't even about control. It's about you gonna do something right as a unit or you're not, bro. And that goes back to the aspect of the hood, homie. That goes back to the aspect of the hood. When the neighborhoods were created, bro, the only reason why they got so dominant, because at that time, bro, there was structure and protocol, and if you went against that structure and protocol, you would get disciplined out of love, bro. Because if you don't get disciplined, you're never gonna know you're doing wrong actions, bro. You'll never know that. You'll just continuously, you know what I'm saying? Continuously do your wrong actions and you'll think that's the right way to conduct yourself and it's not. So now like you think it's the right way to conduct yourself even if it's fake. Even if it's a fake situation, then you know what that starts domino affecting into? People actually being fake. Like and then people get content to be fake. Deep down they know it's not right. They know it's not right, bro, but then they become an aspect of that. Now they think the right way to conduct yourself is fake, but deep down they know it's not real. It's fake, but they're so content with being fake, bro, that it's like, bro, you look at it, and if you look at yourself, a lot of fools out there, bro, you might have some fake traits. You might have some fake traits, bro. What over there? Entitlement and ignorance of people think is right after the reason why people do not believe in structure. And see, like I come from a background, bro. If you don't have structure and you go against the structure, that could be your life. You know what I'm saying? I come from the penitentiary background, bro. If you go against that structure, that might be your life, homie. I've seen fools lose their life over not following the structure. You know what I'm saying? So when I think about that, structure and protocol is the main thing you have to live off of. Um, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. People are entitled, and this is the thing is too, bro. Like real shit. What up, NFC? What up, Mose? What's good with you, bro? This is the real shit. People are entitled. They think they get this entitled, and they get this arrogance and ignorance, right? And they don't even have the stripes And they don't even have enough history behind them to get these entitlements because they're nobodies really. They just literally they got a little bit of shine, and this is where it's kind of on the responsibility of audiences, right? These fools hold these fools on a pedestal. These dudes that watch these dudes that love the drama and all that, they hold these dudes on a pedestal. They're the ones that are clicking on this shit. They're the ones that are viewing this shit. So now these dudes actually have a foundation of people that hold them to this pedestal. And now these fools really think they're entitled to different things, bro, when they're not. They don't. Who are these dudes? Like deep down, outside of all this, who are these dudes? Nobodies, bro. You know what I'm saying? They don't have anything else but this, bro. This becomes their identity, fool. And I know we got it way off the topic, but we're talking about just structures and different things that you have to do to change. And my whole point of going in this aspect is because there, when fools started saying we were going to put structure and protocol into things, everybody ran from that shit. Even the fools that said they created the shit. Everybody ran from that shit because they got scared to really actually form and push for something bigger than themselves. They got scared of that. They ran with fear. Even the legendary fools that you see that gave themselves titles, they ran from that shit, bro. Because maybe they were not really, maybe they really wasn't the alphas that they really thought. Maybe they seen other alphas and they're like, I'm not following that because that's kind of a scary situation. But sometimes you need to think outside the box. Sometimes you got to think outside the box and you have to come to a conclusion. It's not about control. It's not about following. It's about what are you going to do to build something that goes in a rightful manner. So going back to the hood now, that used to be the case, right? That used to be the case. There used to be that structure. And if you go out of balance of that structure, you might get physically disciplined. You might get physically disciplined, bro. When I was growing up, we took that shit with honor, homie. The big homies discipline us. We knew it was out for good intentions. It taught us. It showed us how to be an honorable individual. But over the time, bro, over the time, this shit got so watered down. It got so watered down, you can't even discipline a youngster without that fool trying to kill you. You can't discipline somebody without that fool actually trying to cause a war with your ass. And then they're off. They've never been taught anything that's actually conducive, bro. And now you got these little suckers teaching this out, bro. Now that's what we got in the game, homie. That's what we got in this life. It's suckers teaching suckers, bro. It's suckers teaching suckers. Like, even with the community we talk about. When I came in, bro, when I came into the community, there was real generals that would show you by example. When I came in, there was still real generals that would show you by example how to actually conduct themselves in the community. When that shit got wiped out, bro, and them fools decided to leave, you had all these suckers come in and now they're teaching other suckers. And now everybody's in this big ass circus of suckers, bro. What's up with it, funds? Yeah, man. That's another thing is too. Yeah, that crazy. That's a crazy aspect right there. You know, that's a crazy aspect. Another thing is too, bro, is that you got a lot of men. You got a lot of men, and I'm not saying I'm not gonna pinpoint feminism, whatever. You know, I'm gonna say there's a lot of men that have the traits of women, bro. Men ain't even men no more, bro. You see it all the time, bro. Men are so emotional because men haven't, like real men, they've left the responsibility of teaching. So now you got a gang of emotional ass little dudes that grow up and they become worse than females, bro. And I'm not saying that to clown. I'm giving you the cold hard facts, bro. There's a lot of men out here that have the traits of women, bro. Just sensitive, soft. You got these fools simping and just throwing their whole dignity away because they think that somehow they think that somehow being a strong individual that has leadership is wrong, bro. That's like toxic masculinity, bro. But that's the thing is, bro, that's why the whole era was 10 times better back in the day because you had real solid individuals that had a hold of stuff, right? You had a real solid bunch of individuals, men, and they were teaching the younger generation. They all got wiped out, bro. Even in the neighborhoods, they got wiped out. The OGs, the real gangsters, the real fools that pushed the line, like we say, the real ones, they either died, they got killed by some suckers, or they went to the penitentiary for doing what they do in the neighborhood, right? So when they left and that shit got wiped out, you had a bunch of young dudes that didn't even know what they were doing, bro. They were just running around with their heads cut off, and then they teaching other fools, and they become a whole sucker of a unit. They become a whole unit of suckers, and then you have a bunch of just fake fools trying to conduct themselves in politics. And when I look at that, bro, and just where it's come from, I look at that and it puts a bad taste in my mouth because not only that, bro, you mocking a whole culture and you disrespecting something I grew up off of, homie. And I pushed the code in a rightful manner because it was my duty to push the code. There's a whole wave of people just disrespecting the culture. Hell no, I don't want to be a part of that situation no more, bro. If you can actually put snitching into the culture that we built where it was solid, and you allow snitching to infiltrate that, and now people think it's all right to snitch, and people are actually advocating for snitching, and don't even tell me, nah, that's certain individuals, because all these individuals that actually portray that they really pushing the code, they over here south snitching. They over here doing everything, giving all kinds of information out there, and that was never thought of before, bro. That shit would have got you. That shit would have got you chipped off. You know. I'll think about it. Yeah, man. Hey, nah, for real. They need some ego representation. We play you too, bro. I might have to crack your head, my homie. Where you hiding? We play the NFC East. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not, like I said a couple times ago, bro. I'm not a part of no attachments, but I am trash talking everybody. If you're on the Broncos schedule, I'm going at you. You know what I'm saying? Broncos country or nothing, my homies. My time snitching is a good thing. Is when we need to get prepped. And that's the thing too. If you knew a kid was getting molested, yeah, bro, you get. I don't give a care what nobody says. You get somebody to oversee that situation with some chomos, homie. You know what I'm saying? But all this other situations that people were crying about the whole situation, because I remember when it first went, like there was snitching, but not to the point where people were actually advocating for snitching to be right. And then you had individuals that actually said, well, think about it. If you were in his shoes, nah, hold on. No, bro. It doesn't matter what shoes you're a part of and what shoes you've been in. Snitching is never okay, homie. Especially when you trying to live in a culture that was paved off of code, bro. Because at first it was paved off of code. You can't never infiltrate and try to bring new rules to what the code, what the game is, bro. That's a no, homie. Um, OGs failed the youngsters when they started having a lack of morals, self-respect, etc. You have a greater chance of getting killed by someone you know. That's another thing. Is too. You bring up a good point, homie. You bring up a good point. That's a big downfall, homie. So when you look at it, bro, and you're politicking, what part of politicking is you have to be more worried about your own homies, bro? That's backwards. That's backwards. And I seen it with my own eyes because I know shit that hits home with homies actually getting shot by fools know. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy, bro. I see when I grew up, like the homie has said, I could put my life in the hands of people that were around me, bro. and wouldn't have to worry. 2025, bro, because, and it goes both ways. Yeah, definitely. It goes both ways, homie. OGs failed. A lot of OGs got knocked off, though. A lot of OGs went to the penitentiary for years. Like in the 90s, a lot of them fools are not around no more. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of fools went to the penitentiary for life sentences, especially out here in Denver, homie. You had fools, they started this thing called the little bitch and the big bitch, homie. And if you get little bitched and you get big bitch, you're getting triple times what the initial charge is. So a lot of fools were put away, homie. So there was no guidance. And then a lot of them fools have problems, so they get out, bro, and they don't even want to deal with any. Instead of teaching, right? You still program, you still pushing the program and the protocol in the unit, and you don't get out here and teach how to be better, teach your little homies how to be better. You're failing the youngsters, bro. You don't get out and ulterior motives put a sack in the little homie's hand and say, go get some money. Nah, bro. You get out here and teach how to get a job. Little youngsters don't want to hear that shit though, bro, because there was so much separation between youngsters and OGs. After so much time had been separated, nobody's trying to hear each other, bro. Little youngsters ain't trying to hear that shit. You really have to tap into the heart of a youngster, bro. You really have to tap into the heart of a youngster, homie. Because little fools are not going to listen to that. You kind of got to tap in and really show them by action. We get back to action, the action word, bro. You got to show them by action. You got to show them. Let me show you by action. Don't just be the fool that speaks. That's my whole point of this whole thing. Don't be the fool that just speaks. You know? Oh yeah, definitely, bro. I'm not tripping off the egos either, homie. Like I said, I ain't tripping off nobody in the league, my Rada. Like no disrespect, but Broncos country ain't worried about the egos either, my Rada. I don't care who it is. If you on the schedule, you got a chance to be victimized, and the egos can get it too. You know what I'm saying? Like I respect you. You're gonna have to come with a game plan for sure. You're gonna have to come with a game plan for the egos, but at this point, you either going to go in the head bust, Eagles, Dallas, Giants, Raiders, Chiefs, whoever's on the schedule. If you ain't coming with your A game, you might get clipped by them Broncos, man. You know what I'm saying? Mall high salute, though. I'm just fucking with you, no, but yeah, nah. We have two lanes now. People just making content for their team and trash talk. Nah, but shout out to everybody, bro. I was real disappointed in the phone call, man. The homie just stayed out here for a week and a half, homie. And now he's back to going to due time. You know, and I think about it like this, bro. I can't even feel any pity for the homie. Like that's the hard part. It's like I used to be like, damn, the homie went back. I can't even feel pity for the homie, bro. I can't even feel any heart for the homie because it's like, bro, you out here for a week and a half, homie, and this is what happens. He just got done doing a stretch too, my homie, man. He just got done doing like 15 years. And you go back in a week and a half, that's stupidity, bro. You know what I'm saying? And to the homie, bro, you know what I'm saying? I know you might feel some type of way, man, but we're going to have to body up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh no, man. It's just like, I get tired of them phone calls, bro. I get tired of them. And then, you know, for me, it wears and tears because I'm a loyalist. Like, I feel bad when, you know what I'm saying, I can't help out. I feel bad when I'm going through my own problems out here and I ain't got the means to help out all the time. I can't feel like that no more, bro, because I get tired of it. It's been a repetitive door, bro. And like I'm de-energized from that shit. Yeah, that's my whole thing right there, Ben. If you love jail more than you love the homie to show me that you successful, I really can't support, man. I hope when you get out again, bro, you can hit me up. But I can't support the phone calls. I can't send JPays and letters, bro. Like, homie, Like, yeah, especially when you say, hey, I'm gonna do this, bro. I'm gonna stay out and be successful. Cause you just lied, you just basically lied, homie, to me. You just lied to me, man. And me, like, that's the thing is, bro. I might be like, to people that know me, I'm not the same person, right? I might be this square now, right? I might live a boring life, bro. I might just chill, play some games, get on this. This is why I do this, to stay out of the mix, bro. Because I can come say what's up to the homies. And I might play some video games, go to church, go to the gym and work and be with my wife, bro. And I know people don't want to be around that shit because that's boring, but it's kept me out of penitentiary for years, bro. I'm not running the streets. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a part of that shit, bro. So when I look at myself and coming from being an individual that gave wholeheartedly every ounce of energy to the hood, and everything I did was protocol for the hood. I put all ounces, bro, to basically doing penitentiary time and starting to create my own circle from my neighborhood. Putting fools on left and right, every ounce you had to be in the hood, and if you didn't come to hood days and you were not a part, you were getting VL DP'd because now you're saying you're bigger than the program. To just being in all out wars for the hood and just being on the front line for the hood. But I had to get to a point, bro. What like what was that really doing for me? And then not on top of that is like when I was really going through some shit in life, the hood's not even there like for your real problems, bro. There was like only a couple individuals that you could call for real problems, and they gonna pick up the phone and actually try to give you solutions to get through them problems. Everybody else could give up. They don't care about your real problems. They don't care about if you're gonna about to go homeless and you need, you know, saying some money to pay some rent. They don't care about nothing. They don't care if you're dying on your deathbed and you're sick. They only care about what benefits them, homie. You know, and it's just wild, homie. So I had to make choices, bro. Separate and be on my own and have a peace of mind, or be around some fake love type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk, man. You gotta go lead by example. A lot of OGs have nothing to show, no priority. Yeah, that's real talk right there. I can't even argue that. Real OGs still want to be youngsters, bro. And they don't have nothing to show. I ain't gonna argue on that. You know? This is how I know in my life, because, excuse me. I only got, you know, at this time, my camera's over here, but at this time of my life, homie, the only thing I got to offer is where you can go get a job, right? I'll send you to the place where you can go get a job, bro. You can go tomorrow and get a job to anybody. But it's funny because homies they'll ask for that, and then when you give them the conclusion to what they're asking for, bro, they don't even utilize that shit. They rather go get a sack and try to get some money. It's like, what? What part of the game is that? I'm giving you money that you could do right, bro. You ain't even taking a penitentiary risk. There's no penitentiary risk involved. And you don't even have enough determination and motivation to just go put some work at the work site because it's too hard. It's too early to wake up. See, that's a failment to yourself. You're failing yourself at that time. Because the first thing to do to stay successful with the system is you got to get out here and be employed. You have to have a job, bro. That's the only way somebody's gonna get on parole and be successful is if you get a job and you keep them fools off. You keep them fools off of your back. Only way. But fools get so tired of that and bored with that, bro. They ain't even trying to. They're not even trying to do that. And it's kind of sad, bro, because you would think after doing a big stretch of time, bro, you would think people would actually want to, they would want to actually get that shit together. It gets tiring, bro. It's tiring, homie. It's one of the most tiring things, bro. You know, and that's what I have to say, man. That's what I have to say, bro. No gyms, just no education, no gyms, just no from the hood. Yeah, bro. We gotta start thinking outside the box, man. We gotta start thinking about we're better than just what we conducted ourselves our whole lives, bro. We're better, homie. People from the neighborhood gotta start understanding you can be utilized so much better than just being from the neighborhood, homie. You it's not like you were not meant to just struggle with the neighborhood, the poverty of the neighborhood, homie. But until people change that mindset up about themselves and they really want something better for themselves, they ain't ever gonna get that shit because you know a lot of people lack that determination, bro. A lot of people don't have determination to actually tap into that. But yeah, now my high salute, bro. I hope everybody taps into something, especially the ones that I got love for, bro. And I still got love for a lot of my peoples, man. I still got a love for a lot of my people, you know. I just I see so much better for different things with people that I got love for, bro. And sometimes it's very irritating because it's like they suffocate themselves with a lot of the problems, bro. A lot of people cause problems. A lot of people cause problems on their own back too. A lot of people make problems on their own back. You gotta get tired of living. You gotta get tired of living in a repetitive mindset, bro, and going through the same door that you've been doing for years, homie. For years and years and years. People. I would think people would get tired of it. I would think people would actually get de-energized of it, you know. But some people, it seems like they just kind of like it, bro. And like the homie Ben said, dudes, and that's the thing is, bro, it's like there's nothing to love about the penitentiary or jail, homie. That's what I don't understand. Jail and the penitentiary, there's nothing lovely about that. That shit was such a eye opener for me. I didn't want to do that shit. I didn't want to be that statistic individual, 50 years old, 60 years old, going back to the penitentiary. I didn't want it. That shit looks so stupid to me, bro. Is when somebody is 60, 70 years old and still just have the mindset of this is what it is. It's penitentiary. I love the penitentiary. I love this shit, bro. Who who really in their right mind falls in love with jail and the penitentiary? And this is the thing about it for me, right? I'm 40 years old now, bro. Say I was still politicking. Say I was still out there doing what I was doing. I get caught up for being involved with the politics and being involved with frontlining, right? I get a 20 piece, bro. What you really think, bro, if my mindset was messed up off of the 7.5, 8 years that I spent in the penitentiary, right? Boom. My mind was mentally messed up. Do you think if I went to the penitentiary now at 40 and I catch that time, homie, you think I'm gonna be you think what am I gonna live for after that point? What would I live for? Getting out at 60 and being a penitentiary fool that just actually did all kinds of years, bro. I would be so distraught. I'm distraught from doing prison time first and foremost. Getting out 60 and just do another stretch, bro. Like, damn, that I would say, bro, I did more time than living on this earth. I don't want to be that individual, bro. Hell no, I couldn't do it, bro. What? Be on the yard, bro, around all kinds of fools that you know what I'm saying? They're there to try to push an identity, like, bro. Some of them dudes that shit turned them into that, because before they came to the penitentiary, they was never like that, bro. There's fools that go to prison. I seen a fool went to the penitentiary, bro, and they got put on in prison. They got quoted in prison. You don't gangbang your whole stay, right? Your whole time being in life, you don't gangbang, but you go to prison and you start gangbanging, you start running with a crew, you start running with a unit, a hood. Like, yeah, bro, you're a little G. You went your whole life not gangbanging, but you go to the penitentiary and you become a little G. You become a little homie to fools that might be younger than you. Nah. Or go to the penitentiary. You see fools that you think are solid messing with the trannies, bro. That was another thing I could never get used to. You got these killers and fools that are with the code, right? They get to penitentiary, and someday, and then all of a sudden, you hear a rumor about these fools messing with the gay fools on the yard. I would actually have to try to pick off a CO, bro. I don't care if you have life or not, bro. There's never no reasoning to be on the yard getting sucked up by Skittles over here. There's never a reasoning that's okay, bro. It doesn't matter if you have a life sentence or not. You don't go down the road and have a date night with Skittles and get sucked up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say, bro, that all your credibility goes out the window. But people in prison vouch for that shit. They acknowledge that they say that's all right. Nah, hell nah. Never all right. It's just like snitching. It's never all right. Especially when you're politicking. I'm sorry to say it too, bro. There's a lot of fools I know from every single hood, every single car, every single unit, every single gang. It doesn't matter if you think your hood and your gang's the most solidness, has the most solidness. A lot of fools were getting pulled out the woodwork, getting sucked up by the trannies. That's the truth, homies. That's the truth. It's not a surprise. You know what I'm saying? It's not a surprise, bro. There was full on fools falling in love with other dudes up there. You know? That's just crazy. That's crazy to me. And then I'll be seeing all these influencers that talk about the penitentiary, and I'll be like, bro, with everything you putting out there, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure you wasn't a part of them activities? Um, is your closet clean with them activities? I don't know, because there was whole different neighborhoods, bro, that had a whole circle of fools that got caught up for messing with the gay fools on the yard, and these are dudes that were supposed to be the most solid individuals. Now, people will say, that's what does that have to do with you? Nah, when it comes to politicking and it comes to programming on the yard, that can never be infiltrated with that lifestyle, bro. You can't be a gangbanger and have a relationship with some dude, bro. Be real to yourself. Hell no, I could never get comfortable around that type shit. So I couldn't do it. They would have to kill me before I go back to the penitentiary, bro. They would have to actually kill me out here before I went back to the penitentiary. But yeah, nah, shout out to everybody, man. I just thought I'd come say what's up for a minute. I thought I'd come say what's up, speak on that, bro. I had to get that off the chest because that shit was disappointing, bro. That shit was sad, homie. It was a sad situation to get a call like that, and it's like, damn, homie, like the homie just kind of just made me sad, homie. Because I thought the homie had a good program. I thought he had a good foundation, man. You know, but I don't know. Maybe he was going through some shit. Nah, I mean it depends, fam. Raider Drox, it depends. Like Denver, a lot of the properties is expensive. To now, like to a California fool, to a Cali fool, bro, like from the Bay Area or whatever, it's probably a little cheaper. But Colorado, it's hella expensive out here, my homie. It's hella expensive. Yeah, it's. I mean, we were paying 2,500, bro. We were paying 2,500 for a two bedroom. Where I live now, though, it's like it's cool. I mean, you'll find some spots out here, but most of the properties out here, bro, 2,000 and above. Now, I don't know because a lot of people are moving out of Colorado now, which we over the year, bro, we had a lot of people coming out here. But I heard that a lot of people are moving out of Colorado, so you might honestly, you might find a property, some properties out here for super cheap. You went to Aurora. If you went to Aurora, definitely, bro. You know, Aurora got some cheap properties. But then again, Aurora is where everybody's at too, though. Aurora, there's a lot of everything in Aurora, bro. Now, if you came to like, to be honest, if you went to like a smaller city, way cheaper. It just depends on what kind of situation you're trying to actually live in. You go to Pueblo, you're gonna get something cheap, but then Pueblo is just straight grimy, so it's like it's a grimy area. A lot of meth going through there, a lot of fentanyl. Colorado Springs, a lot of people say Colorado Springs is like the destination people really want to be at. I mean, it's a nicer city, way cheaper than Denver, you know. But yeah, when I went to like different when I went to different cities and states, bro, like South Bend, Indiana, and Kansas City, Missouri, way cheaper out there. But like I said, Kansas City, Missouri, there was no opportunity out there. There was not really no opportunity for growth. It's all run down, and then South Bend, Indiana, it's smaller. It's a smaller city outside of like Gary, Indiana. So there was not really no opportunity out there either. Now, one thing I could say about Colorado, you'll get work. You know what I'm saying? You'll be able to flourish out here, definitely, bro. You'll be able to get some work out here, but it just depends on what you're looking for too. If you're in the construction industry, you gonna get some work. There's a lot of work with construction. There's a lot of opportunity. So yeah, man. Yeah, hope everybody's good, bro. I'm probably gonna tap out in a couple minutes. I'll stay on here for a little bit more, but tap out. I gotta get over here and get this little workout in at the gym. Yeah, it's wild, man. Like I think a lot of times, bro. Like I think a lot of times, especially with people that I know. What? Let me slide this up here real quick like this. Boom. I got to a little computer. All right, cool. Put it like that. I think a lot of times, like with people that I know, um, I think they don't have the belief in their self, bro. They don't believe that they can actually do things. I think that's where a lot of us that come from the neighborhood, I think that's where we kind of just like we put that roadblock in front of ourselves because if you always tell yourself, homie, that you can't do something, you're probably not gonna do it. If you speak that into your mind all the time and say, I can't do it, I'm only built for this, and maybe this is what I was destined to be, you're good. That's all you're gonna do. That's all you're gonna touch. That's all you ever gonna be. You gotta start thinking, better of yourself and be like, I can do this, homie. I can create a business. I can create success and push that into your life, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like until you get to that point where you're pushing that into your life instead of, yeah, I can't do it. Because when you tell yourself that you can do it, you're already speaking that. You start believing it. You start believing that you can do it. And maybe that's where it comes from. Maybe that's where a lot of these fools that come out the penitentiary, they just feel like there's no hope and no opportunity. Because I could be real. I could be real with you, homie. When I got out the penitentiary, there was a lot of hoops that I had to jump through. There was a lot of people on my back that made me feel like I wasn't going to be able to complete parole. I had 5 years of parole. I had 5 years of hard parole. And there was so many times where I almost got in a mindset like, bro, I'd rather go back to prison than do this shit. And there was real times, bro, where I was like one step away from going back to the penitentiary off of, you know what it was? Off of bad actions, off of actions that showed that I just gave up. But I had somebody in the corner. I had wifey in the corner tell me, "You gonna make it, homie. We gonna get you back on track." And them words that she spoke into my life, bro, that was the defining point where I said, "Hey, we gonna get through this shit. We gonna make it happen." And when you have 5 years, bro, when you have a 5 year tail, that seems like an eternity, especially after doing time. You go do a stretch, and I'm not talking about 2 years and 3 years. I'm talking about over 5, 6 years. You get out and you still have a stretch on parole. That parole seemed like an eternity, bro. Because everywhere I turn, there was something that could have took me off that track, bro. There was something that always could have made me fall. I had homies around me at that time because I was still deep in the streets, and everything they did, everything, it domino affected to me because when you're politicking, you take on your homies' baggage. When you're politicking, you take on the baggage of your homies. If they get into it, you're responsible to get into it for the homies. You're gonna ride for the homies. And I did that over and over and over and over and over, bro. There would be times when I told this story before. There would be times when me and wifey were eating dinner, and because the hood got into something and there was some important shit going on, I left my whole peace of mind, my whole fort to go ride with the homies. Because I was just that dude. You know? It's let me see real quick. And I live. That's how I live up to these days till till last year. I finally got a reality check and said, if you don't do for yourself and you don't put the work in for yourself and you're living for everybody else, you always just gonna be in a rut, homie. You always just gonna be in a rut. You ain't never gonna climb out of that rut because you don't really even care about your own self. You care more about the program and the politics than your own self. And it don't just affect, and it just don't affect you, bro. It affects the people around you. It affects your loved ones, your real loved ones, the ones that really got love for you genuinely. Because the hood, they gonna love you for what you could do, but they ain't gonna love you for the seriousness of life. You know what I'm saying? If you get what I'm saying, like your loved ones is what is gonna ride for you. The ones that have genuine love, and genuine love is always gonna tell you right advice. You know, real shit. And I ride for that way before I ride for any of that other bullshit, bro. Oh shit. Okay. But mall high salute to all you guys, bro. Hope everybody has a beautiful, blessed rest of their day. You know, yeah, we gonna keep striving, man. I'm about to go I'm about to go do some vlogging on this channel, bro. I got some cool content coming out. I'm about to go hit this Bandamere Speedway here soon. I'm gonna do some vlogs from over there. I guess it's abandoned. And that's kind of what I want to start doing too, man. I don't know if you guys think that's a good idea. Start going to some places in Colorado that there's history but are abandoned, you know? Maybe some paranormal activity, you know, get into some different things, bro. But I appreciate all you guys, man. Mall high salute to the chat, everybody that pulled up. You know, man, get out there and do something for your guys' self, bro. Success over everything, homies. You know? Like push for greater, man. Push for some greatness. You know, and don't let nobody knock you off your rocker, homies. Don't let nobody get you off your rocker, bro. Because there's gonna be a lot of people that will bring stuff to knock you off your rocker. Just stand firm, homie, in that war. But mile high salute to everybody, man. I hope you have a blessed day. Hope you guys are good. And to the next one, man. It's your boy Savage Sev. I'm gonna tap out. Let's go.